जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यमुनातीरावनचारी
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 जय राधमाधव जय कुञ्जबिहारी
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यमुनातीरावनचारी
यमुनातीरावनचारी
जय राधमाधव जय कुञ्जबिहारी
जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Radha Landaneshwar, Radha Landaneshwar, Radha Landaneshwar, Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha London Ishwara, Radha London Ishwara, Radha London Ishwara, Shri Radhe.
Prabhuji, I am adding one more. My Radha Krishna I named. Jaya Radha Langfordeshwar, Radha Langfordeshwar, Radha Langfordeshwar, Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Langford Ishwara, Radha Langford Ishwara, Radha Langford Ishwar, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yesterday I thought of naming my Radha Krishna and I named, because we live in Langford, a small city, I named him Radha London, I mean Radha Langfordeshwar.
Very nice, Mataji. So beautiful. So the way we name the Lord, we reciprocate in the similar way. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. So beautiful names.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, likewise we have got Parisheshwara as well. Radha Parisheshwara.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, we got the devotees joined. Garingi Mataji and Pavan Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada, thank you for joining. Okay, we shall move on to the Mangalachan page next.
Ji, please ask me humble obeisance all gracious Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna all Mataji and Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
So can I request Pawan Prabhuji to lead Mangalachan prayers? We all follow behind you. Is that okay, Pawan Prabhuji?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Ready to
Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya.
we follow Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Om
Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya
Shakaya
Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam.
Shri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Manovistam Sthapitam Yena
Yena
Bhutale Svayambrupa
Vayam
Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam.
Swapadantikam.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam.
Vande
Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Navaisvasa Sri Rupam
Irupam
Sagrajatam
Sagrajatam
Sagana
Savagana
Raghunatham
Raghunatham
Nada
Vitam Tam.
Sajivam.
Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Sri Visakanvitamscha.
Sadvaitam
Advaitam
Savadutam
Savadutam
Parijana
Chandana
Sahitam
Saitam
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Devam
Devam
Shri Radha Krishna
Radha
Padam
Krishna Padam
Savagana
Sahaganala
Lalita
Sivita
Sri
Sankritamsa.
Visakanvitamscha.
हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते.
He
Hey
Krishna
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 Chaitanya Prabhu
Nityananda
Jagatpate
Gopesha
Gopika
Gopika Radha
Kanta Namostute.
तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये.
Saptakanchana
Kancana
Gauranga
Gaurangi
Radhe
Radhavani
Rishabhanu Sute
Vrishabhana Suti Devi
Devami
Pranamami Hari Priye.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Vanchakam
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
Sindhu
एव च
Jaiva
पतितं नमः पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने.
Namo
Vishnu
Vishnupadaya
Padaya
Krishna
Krishna
Prasthaya
Prasaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimati
Srimati
Bhakti Vedanta
भक्तिवेदान्त
Swami
स्वामिने
Namine.
नाम्ने.
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे.
Namaste
नमस्ते
Saraswate
सरस्वती
Deve
देवी
Gauravani
Gauravani
Pracharine
गौरवाणीप्रचारिणे
Pracharine
Vishesha Shunyavadi
निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
Namine.
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय श्री
श्री
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
चैतन्य
प्रभु
प्रभु नित्यानंद
अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय श्री
जय श्री
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
चैतन्य
चैतन्य प्रभु
नित्यानंद
नित्यानंद
श्री
श्री
अद्वैता
अद्वैतागदाधर श्रीवासादि
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय श्री
जय श्री
कृष्ण
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 चैतन्य
चैतन्य
प्रभु
प्रभु
नित्यानंद
चैत्यानंद
गदाधर
श्रीवासादि गौर
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
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 राम हरे
हरे
राम
हरे राम
हरे
राम हरे
राम
हरे
राम राम।
हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे
हरे हरे
हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण
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 हरे
हरे हरे हरे राम 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 हरे
हरे
हरे।
हरे
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। Thank
जय
you so much, Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
जय
जय।
Prabhuji, so beautifully led this Mangala prayer. Thank you so much. Okay, very nice. Okay, we shall move on to the next is the Chaitanya Charitamrita prayers as well. Gauranga Mataji, would you like to lead us Chaitanya Charitamrita prayers if you're comfortable?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I cannot because I cannot recite properly. That's why. Sorry.
You recite very nicely, Mataji, but
No, no, Prabhuji.
okay, so I shall lead the prayers line by line and kindly follow behind me.
Okay, Prabhuji.
वन्दे गुरून् ईश भक्तान्
वन्दे गुरून् ईशा भक्तान्
ईशम् ईशावतारकान्
ईशम् ईशावतारकान्
तत्प्रकाशां च तच्चक्तिः
तत्प्रकाशं च
तत्प्रकाशां
तच्छक्तिः
तत्शक्तिः
कृष्णचैतन्यसंज्ञकम्
कृष्णचैतन्यसंज्ञकम्
वन्दे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य
वन्दे
वन्दे
चैतन्य
श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य
नित्यानन्दौ सहोदितौ
नित्यानन्द
नित्यानन्द
सदोदितो
सहोदितो
गौरोदये पुष्पवन्तौ
गौरोदये
गौरोदये पुष्पवन्तो
पुष्पवन्तो
चित्रौ सेन्दौ तमोनुदौ
चित्रो सन्दो
सन्दौतमोनुदौ
तमोनुदौ
यद्अद्वैतं ब्रह्मोपनिषदि तदप्यस्य तनुभा
यद्अद्वैतं
अद्वैतं
ब्रह्मोपनिषदि
ब्रह्मोपनिषदि
तद् अपि अस्ति
अप्यस्य
तनुभा
तनुः
यात्मन्तर्यामि पुरुष इति सोऽर्षांश विभवः
आत्मान्तर्यामी
यात्मान्तरयामि पुरुष
पुरुष
इति
इति सोऽहंसा
सोऽस्यामिता
विभावः
विभावाः
षडैश्वर्यैः पूर्णो यैह भगवान् स स्वयम् अयम्
षडैश्वर्यः पूर्णोय इह
षडैश्वर्यपूर्णोऽय
भगवान् स
भगवान् स
स्वयम् अयम्
स्वयमयम्
न चैतन्यात् कृष्णात् जगति परतत्त्वं परमिह
न
न
चैतन्यात्
चैतन्यात्
कृष्णात्
कृष्णात्
जगति
जगति
परतत्त्वं परम्
परतत्त्वं
इह
परमिया
अनर्पितचिरीं चिरात् करुणयावतीर्नः कलौ
अनर्पितचरिं चिरात्
अनर्पितचरिञ्चिरात्
करुणायवातिर न
करुणयावतारणा
कलौ
कलौ
समर्पयितुं बुन्नतोज्ज्वलरसां सुभक्तिश्रियम्
समर्पयितुं
समर्पयितुं
नतोज्ज्वलारसां
उन्नतोज्ज्वलरसां
स्वभक्तिश्रियम्
भक्तिश्रियम्
हरिः पुरटसुन्दरद्युतिकदम्बसन्दीपितः
हरिः पुरतः सुन्दरद्युतिकदम्बसन्दीपतः
सदा हृदयकन्दरे स्फुरतु वः सचीनन्दनः
सदा
तदा
हृदयकन्दरे
हृदयाकन्दरे स्फुरतु
स्फुरतु
वः
वः
शचीनन्दनः
शचीनन्दनः
राधाकृष्णप्रणयविकृतिर्ह्लादिनी शक्तिरस्मात्
राधा कृष्णप्रणय
व्याधिनि
विकृतिर्व्याधिनिशक्तिरस्मात्
शक्तिरस्मात्
एकात्मनावपि भुवि पुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ
एकात्मनोऽपि
एकात्मनावपि
भुवि
भुवि
पुरादेहाभेदं
पुरादेहभेदं
गतौ तौ
गतौ तौ
चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटमधुना तद्वयं चैक्यमाप्तम्
चैतन्याख्यं
चैतन्याख्यं
प्रकटम्
प्रकटम्
अधुना
अधुना
तद्वयं
तद्वयं
चैक्यमाप्तम्
चैक्यमाप्तम्
राधाभावद्युतिसोलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम्
राधा
अभावाद्युतिफलितं
राधाभावद्युतिसुलितं
नौमि
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 कृष्णस्वरूपम्
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 श्रीराधायाः प्रणयमहिमा कीदृशो वा नयैव
श्रीराधायाः
श्रीराधाया
प्रणय
श्रीमया
महिमा
महिमा
कीदृशो
प्रणयमहिमीदृशो
वनयैव
वानयैव
स्वाध्यो येनाद्भुतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीयः
स्वाद्यो
स्वाद्यो
येनद्भुता महिमा
मधुरिमा
येनाद्भुतमधुरिमा
कीदृशो
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 वा
वा
मदीयः
मदीयः
सौख्यं चास्य मदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेत्ति लोभात्
सौख्यं
सौख्यं चास्य
चास्यामदनुभवत्था
मदनुभवात् कीदृशं
कीदृशं वेति
वेत्ति
लोभात्
लोभात्
तद्भावाद्यः समजनी शशिगर्भसिन्धौ हरीन्दुः
तद्भावज्ञा
तद्भावाध्याया
समजनि
समजनि
शची
शशिगर्भसिन्धौ
गर्भसिन्धौ
हरिन्दुः
हरिन्दुः
सचिगर्भसिन्धुः
पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं
पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं
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 कृष्णम्
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 भक्तरूपास्वरूपकं
भक्तरूपास्वरूपकम्
भक्तरूपस्वरूपकम्
भक्तातारं भक्ताख्यं
भक्तावतारं
भक्तावतारमभक्ताख्यम्
भक्ताख्यम्
नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्
नमामि
नमामि
भक्तशक्तिकम्
भक्तशक्तिकम्
जय जय श्रीचैतन्य जय नित्यानन्द
जय
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 श्री
श्री
जय श्री
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
जय
चैतन्य
जय
नित्यानन्द
नित्यानन्द
जय अद्वैतचन्द्र जय गौरभक्तवृन्द
जय
जय अद्वैत चन्द्र
अद्वैतचन्द्र
जय
जय
गौर भक्तवृन्द
गौरभक्तवृन्द
नमो महावदान्याय
नमो महावन्याय
महावदन्याय
न्याय
कृष्णप्रेमा प्रदायते
कृष्ण प्रेमा प्रदायते
प्रदायते
कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य
कृष्णाय
कृष्णाय
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
चैतन्य
चैतन्य
नाम्ने गौरात्विषे नमः
नाम्ने
नाम्ने
गौरात्विषे
गौरत्विषे
नमः
नमः
कृष्णवर्णं त्विषा कृष्णं
कृष्णवर्णं
कृष्णवर्णं
द्विषा
द्विषा
कृष्णम्
कृष्णम्
साङ्गोपाङ्गास्त्रपाशदम्
साङ्गोपाङ्गाश्रपाशदम्
साङ्गोपाङ्गपाशदम्
यज्ञैः सङ्कीर्तनप्रायैः
यज्ञ
यज्ञैः
सङ्कीर्तनाप्राये
यजन्ति हि सुमेधसः
यजन्ति
यजन्ति सुमेधसः
सुमेधसः
सुवर्णवर्णो हेमाङ्गो
सुवर्णवर्णो
सुवर्णवर्णो
हेमाङ्गो
हेमाङ्गो
वराङ्गश्चन्दनाङ्गदी
वराङ्गचन्दनाङ्गदी
वराङ्गश्चन्दनाङ्गदी
सन्न्यासकृत्यमः शान्तो
सन्न्यासकृत्तमः शान्तो
सन्न्यासकृष्टमशान्तो
निष्ठा शान्तिपरायणः
निष्ठा
निष्ठा शान्तिपरायणः
शान्तिपरायणः
मूकं करोति वाचालं
Mukam
मूकं
Mukam
करोति
karoti
karoti
वाचालं
vachalam.
vachalam.
Pangum langayate girim.
पङ्गुं
Pangum
Pangum
लङ्घायते
langayate
गिरिं
girim.
Yat krupatamaham vande.
यत्कृपातमहं
Yatkripātamaham
वन्दे
vande.
Vande
Paramananda madhavam.
Paramananda
परमानन्दमाधवम्
madhavam.
Sri Gurum Dinatarinam.
Shri
श्रीगुरुं
Guru
Guru
दीनतारिणम्
Dinatarinam.
Dinatarinam
Sri Krishna Chaitanyameshwaram.
Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरम्
Chaitanyeshwaram.
Chaitanyeshwaram.
Some of the prayers are done. Now we shall move to our next part. So Krishna's qualities as part of teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So where we were discussing different qualities. Now we have come to a point. We deep going into the Krishna's qualities. What are these qualities? In the last session, we have discussed that Krishna gives salvation to the enemies, that he kills. Okay. So again, just recapping the few qualities, at least from half of it. There are 64. We are just going from 31. Krishna is heroic. He is compassionate. He is respectful. He is gentle, liberal, and then shy, protector of surrendered souls, happy, and well-wisher of his devotees, controlled by love, and all auspicious, most powerful, all famous, popular, partial to devotees, and very attractive to all women, all worshipable, all opulent, all honorable, the supreme controller, and changeless, all cognizant, ever fresh, and Sachidananda Vigraha, and possessing all mystic perfections, Krishna's inconceivable potencies, and Krishna's body generates innumerable universes, and the original source of all incarnations, and Krishna gives salvation to the enemies that he kills. So these are the 59 qualities we have discussed in the last session until to that point. So now today we are going to continue further from the quality 60 onwards. Okay, we got Radha Shekhar Mata joined, perfect timing.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm a bit late. Sorry. I did remember. It's just I had to do something. I'm so sorry. I'm late. Please forgive me. Thank you.
No, Mataji, you are on time. Thank you so much, Mataji. And please accept our humble obeisances and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to
Yeah. Okay. So the 60th quality, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So there are many, the attractor of liberated souls. There are many examples of how Krishna attracted even great liberated souls like Sukdev Goswami and the Kumaras. In this connection, the following statement was given by the Kumaras. How wonderful is it that although we are completely liberated, free from desire, and situated at the stage of Paramahamsa, we are still aspiring to taste the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So there's lots of different destinations and lots of different yogis, etc. They or karmis or gyanis, they take up to spiritual practice with the aim of becoming liberated. So the word is mukti for liberation. And so this generally is a high standard of caliber for a person that or a soul's journey that's maybe gone through lifetimes of specific situations, and then eventually they come to this stage of mukti. And even like if someone takes like wedding vows, say for example, one of the final stage is mukti. So so in that there's they have certain benefits or certain pleasures that they can have because they've got married in accordingly to Vedic scripture, etc. But one of the last thing that they ask for also is mukti and liberation. So they know that if they've got karma, if they've got if they're going to get money, artha, or dharma, then at least at the end still mukti is still attached, because otherwise there could be an entanglement even in that situation. So mukti is still one of the things that that even is, as grihestas, it's practiced, this thing of liberation. So like for grihesta, but as a devotee, devotees are, if you're a grihesta and a devotee, you've gone past that stage. So mukti is, you already have mukti. So within liberation, within bhakti, liberation is already there, because as a devotee we understand that as a devotee we understand that we have to be liberated from everything, and because we're liberated from everything, because there's detachment, therefore we're through the processes of Navda Bhakti, etc., and keeping Krishna in the center of our activity, that mukti is already given. So it's a very fortunate position to be in, because we can still love the Lord and be liberated at the same time. Whereas some of these some other saintly people or other saintly cults, they focus just on liberation. So they just want to come out of this world. They want to clear their mind, or they want to merge with the Brahman, and they want to be liberated. They want to be free. So this propensity to be free is a human tendency. Like everybody, to a certain degree, nobody likes to be controlled. We all have a propensity to want to control, but nobody likes to be controlled. And therefore, essentially, we are all freedom seeking. Like we're always looking for happiness, we're looking for pleasure, we're also looking for freedom, because it's through that freedom that we get that happiness as well. So here, so there are Sukdev Goswami, for example, here, who's being mentioned. He was a liberated soul. He was not even agitated by seeing women like bathing and things like that. The women were not agitated by him, because he was such a pure soul. He didn't even have an understanding of a man's body or a woman's body, or because his consciousness it's not even thinking about those things, because he's moved well above and beyond those things. However, Krishna can attract even those souls. So those that are liberated, they're not of this world. They're completely disattached. So maybe, in modern times, we could think about those people that maybe go to Kumbh Mela or something like that. They're completely detached. But Krishna has the ability to even attract those souls, because even those souls eventually they are going to need something. So even if they go into the Brahman, they're going to like float around and be happy and free and in shanti and in peace, etc. But because the nature of Krishna's soul is to enjoy a relationship or to have lila, or the fact that even he needs, he expands into Lord Balram, Srimati Radharani, and the creation, Brahma, and then creation flows. Because it is in Krishna's, because it's within Krishna to not be on his own and and to want relation and to in all the leelas that are created because of that desire. So therefore, as parts and parcels of Krishna, the whether it's Sukdev Goswami, who's a liberated soul, they still need to connect to Krishna because we're part and part. We have the same. We're the same in quality as Krishna. So Krishna has the ability to attract even those souls that are completely liberated to him, and they are seeking. You know, when we hear about all these great sages in Vrindavan, they are so absorbed in Leela of Radha and Krishna that's what that's what they're attracted to. They're not attracted to like material things or what's going on, but they have a deeper vision. They're experiencing Leela, and that they're tuned into that, so to speak, frequency of that Leela, and therefore they're attracted to that. They're not attracted to lower things, but they're trying to, through their attachment to Krishna, they're trying to attract others to him also. So like we say, like our gurus, they're further down, they're further in that spiritual progress, say for example. So they're linked to their guru. So then like you have Srila Prabhupada completely living within this world, able to engage in this world on a normal platform, but completely in a spiritual, completely attracted to Krishna in the spiritual, because Krishna is attracting, and therefore is able to bring the spiritual to wherever he is. And therefore, whether Krishna is able to, he has this power of attraction. Krishna means all attractive. He can attract everybody. So even in his Mohini Murad form, like even Lord Shiva like runs after the Mohini avatar of Lord of the Mohini avatar. So, and that just goes to say that Krishna is so attractive that there is nothing that he cannot attract. So if, like Lord Shiva is like, known as someone that's completely detached, someone that's completely liberated. Krishna has the ability to attract him also. So therefore, everything is, because Krishna is all attractive. That's why just through hearing Krishna's name or through chanting or through doing bhakti, all the time, even we are being attracted by Krishna, because he is all attractive. It's just it's a feature of his, and he has this, who isn't he able to attract? Even like last week we spoke about his enemies that he gives mukti to. Even they're attractive, whether it's in a negative way or a positive way. There is no getting away from the fact that everyone is going to be attracted to Krishna. So everything beautiful we see in this world, like it's going to have a life shelf. It's going to be beautiful for a little while. After, it won't be. If you see someone rich, one day they may be rich, one day they may not be. If you see someone strong, one day they're strong, one day they're not. But Krishna he's all of that. He's everything. Is any good, that anything that we see that's got a little bit of attraction, that attraction is coming from Krishna. And therefore he's able to attract. Sukdev Goswami here, completely detached, but he's able to attract him through his leelas. And all these, especially saintly people that are very, very absorbed in the leela of the Lord, they can maintain their consciousness at that level, whereas just a liberated soul who is just meditating on the void, eventually is, that's it. Like what you're just gonna close your eyes and you're just gonna see some blank space. That's not going to keep them engaged. Even if I'm right to say, Sankaracharya ji, he also said at this, so he was one of probably one of these people that was known for meditating on the Brahman, but at the end he said it was Krishna as well. So any of these big powerful personalities that we even think, even if we look into other religions like Jesus Christ, like when he was being crucified, he said to the people, he said, I want to tell you more. And obviously he'd spent time in the Himalayas, etc., probably meditating on Lord Shiva, but he said there's so much I want to tell you all, but you're not ready to hear it. So obviously he's experiencing it. When we look at like the Sikh scriptures, like Guru Nanak Dev, he writes in the Guru Granth Sahib that the son of Nanda is God. Like through his meditation, he's found that out. So even in contemporary times that are not just related to, you know, devotees, etc., but to other people that are, you know, deep into the faith of any other faith also, they are attracted by Krishna, because eventually they will come to that realization that there is nothing more sweeter than the pastimes of Krishna. And if someone thinks that there's anything above that or beyond that, and if they think the Brahman is bigger than that, then very slowly that the Brahman is just the effulgence of the Lord. So they're going to swim in that, and they're going to feel happy, of course, because they're in contact with, you know, a feature of the Lord. But it's not the same as seeing him or being able to access his Leela. So through one of the reasons Lord comes down is because he wants to, you know, he wants to establish his dharma. He wants to destroy the miscreants, but another is that he wants to he wants to bring his devotees back. And the whole reason that the Leela is enacted, and the whole reason that we are continuously told about these beautiful pastimes of the Lord, is so that we can become attached to that. The Lord comes millennium after millennium after millennium. He comes, you know, during all these yugas. One of the reasons is to attract us back into his world. And he's able, you know, he is able to do that through the Bhagavatam that's spoken. You know, Sukdev Goswami is obviously completely absorbed in the Leela. And then, you know, we hear this vast Bhagavatam through him. And that Bhagavatam is the same as Krishna, and it has the ability to completely absorb the listener to every single pastime. So through Sukdev Goswami, through his attraction of reciting, so, you know, he's if Parikshit Maharaj is the person that is known for Shravanam, Sukadev Goswami is the personality that, you know, perfected Kirtanam. So he spoke, and then all the, you know, in the forest of Naimisharanya, and through that huge, you know, 18,000 verses, through those 18,000 verses he spoke, through all the Leelas. I mean, you know, Bhagavatam is one story in another story, in another Leela, in another Leela. Every single Leela, like, goes back to the love that those devotees, so whether we're hearing Uddhava's story or Vidura's story, or we're hearing the Pracheta's story, or Jadabharat's story, or Maharaj Ambrish's story, or, you know, the 10th canto, or Uddhav Gita, or whether we're hearing the Ramayana, the different avatars of Krishna, whether we're hearing Prahlad Maharaj's story, or Dhruv Maharaj's story, or Prithu Maharaj's story, whoever's story we're hearing, it has the ability to captivate and capture, and it has the ability to take us out of our misery. It has the ability to be all auspicious, and Krishna is totally able to do this. So even with a liberated soul like Sukdev Goswami, and through Sukdev Goswami, we got to hear the Bhagavatam. And also the Kumaras are mentioned here, who are the sons of Lord Brahma, and they're completely liberated, so they don't have any desire. So they're nishkinchana. They just don't have any desire for any material things. They didn't even want to. They didn't even want to procreate. They were just completely happy. However, and therefore they're at that perfect stage of Paramahamsa. So even without those desires, they still, like we hear that, you know, they went to the Vaikuntha gates, and they also still want to taste the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, because there isn't anything that, when that Leela of Lord that is eternally going on, is ever changing, it's ever fresh. Like here, how many times, like, are you going to listen to the news? You know, it's the same old rubbish. You know, even, you know, after you've lived kind of long enough, you kind of realize everything just is cyclical, and everything just repeats itself in cycles. And you know, how much more of that junk are we going to actually absorb ourselves in? The same, it's going to be the same. It's going, you know, the same thing, a different day kind of thing. And but with spiritual life, it's never like that. So if we're living in a spiritual situation, so say we're engaged in spiritual activity, even if we go to Vrindavan, you could be doing the same activity day by day by day, but there's something new going on all the time. And if that's happening in just like a place like Vrindavan, where even somebody's activity could be completely regulated and the same every day, but they're experiencing something different, therefore spiritual life is always the leelas of the Lord, they're always going on. And eventually the spiritualist, with the Nitya Leela, they have a place. There's a place for all of us in Krishna's Leela, and we just get engaged into the. We don't know what that is unless, like, some people might, but eventually it's revealed. Like we already have that place. It's just that we've kind of fallen from it. So in Jaiva Dharma, it says, like, we'll all have our nitya. We have to still do these material things here, because we're here. We have a material body. It's not like you can neglect it. It's you have to deal with it. But to make the best of a bad bargain, it is to engage ourselves in bhakti even whilst we're here, so that when we go into the spiritual world, it's even better and better and better, and we're in training for something that's higher. And we have to keep our eye on that, because that we can't be happy in the Brahman. We cannot, even if all our sorrows went away, even if all our anxieties, even if, you know, nothing bothers us anymore, or we've got everything we want, or we're just completely desireless. Eventually we're gonna, so to speak, get bored of that. That's, I don't know if that's probably just the most mundane word to use, but it's not. The soul will have to come back. You'll have to take another birth, and then it can go back to the spiritual world. It has to build its relationship with Krishna and Srimati Radharani. It has to build a place for itself. Even Lord Shiva, he wants to join the rasa dance. Even Lord Brahma, whoever they are, everybody wants to be part of that. They want to join that, because that is our true identity. We cannot be separate from the Lord. So even though we may want a separate identity, which obviously we did, that's why we're here, but we have a separate identity even in the spiritual world, but it's in connection to Krishna. So in whichever way we are serving him or worshipping him, in the spiritual world, that's all that there is. Like, that is what we're doing. Whereas here, we're still the center of it. We're still, so yeah, unless we're doing devotional service and keeping Krishna in the center, we're still, you know, we as we have a material body, we still have to, you know, engage in things to maintain the body and you know, therefore we hear that, you know, we're no better than an animal who's sleeping, eating, mating, defending, because animals even do that. And if we're just doing that, there's no difference between us and them. It's just that we have this little know-how of how to make it back to the spiritual world, and we have to elevate ourselves so that we don't fall down lower, and that we don't just basically just focus on those functions, because it's so easy to just focus on defending. I mean, if you think about what all countries are doing at the moment, they're just literally defending their borders, or there's arguments, or there's fights, or they're killing just literally for defense. Sleeping, you know, it is what it is. You just need as much as you need. Eating, you know, how much, you know, we need to eat. If you don't eat, eventually, unless you're some very, very, very elevated saint or something, you're going to die. Like, at least within, they say within a couple of, without a couple of, like, water, I mean, max, what are we going to live, a couple of weeks without anything? So therefore, food is necessary. Mating, if someone can remain celibate, excellent. Otherwise, you know, they're advised to join the Grahastha ashram, which is bona fide. And therefore, you know, there's systems in place to help the human being to elevate themselves gradually. Otherwise, they will fall down, and then we're no different to an animal. If all we're doing is eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then we're no different to an animal. But of course, through these little processes of bhakti that we do, through the mercy of our guru, through good association, through reading, through chanting, we can we can engage in these 9 processes of Navda Bhakti and elevate ourselves. Whereas if you were doing yoga, like even to sit 5 minutes with, you know, like trying to withhold your breath or whatever, how long are you going to be able to do that? And what is the purpose of that? What is that actually going to help you achieve? And if it is just Brahman, are you even going to be happy in that? So maybe that, I'm not saying that obviously they're doing more than, you know, they're doing, it's still good that they're doing that, but eventually the path will lead back to Krishna. So we are lucky that we have the direct path. So therefore, like if we look at Bhagavad Gita, there is this bhakti ladder and devotional ladder or something it's called in there. And basically, if you meet a person that has bhakti in them, they can transfer that bhakti into you, and they will elevate you very quickly. So instead of going through karma, jnana, all these other ashtanga yogas, all these different types of things that normally lead you into the Brahman, and which is also important. There is but through bhakti, all those things are achieved anyway. So when we talk about bhakti, we talk about the stage called anartha nivritti, so where all these bad things go away. But in bhakti, it happens quite fast. Like, I know one of my experiences was that as soon as I was initiated and I was in a dham, so it was even more purification, very, very quickly, those anarthas start getting pulled out of you. So even before they take seed, or if those seeds are in there, they will, and oh, you might think you're, like, for me, I was like, I'm okay, I'm quite good at this bhakti stuff, it's easy. But actually, because it was quite hot, there was loads of challenges thrown in, and it's only through years and years and years of practice that I know, oh, now the transformation, I see a little bit more now, even within myself. But it takes time, and it's not like, for me, it wasn't like, for some people it might just be all great all the time, but it's a process. and the Brahman is part of that process as well, but it's not the be all and end all. It's an aspect of it that, yes, through your chanting you will experience certain things, and at least people that have reached the stage of Brahman, you know, even within their bhakti, they're fairly elevated. So it's not to say that there isn't a. It's better to be that in that stage and that state rather than be doing bhakti for bhakti, and then you're using bhakti as a platform for something else and being corrupt around the bhakti, so to speak. So at least it's still a stage which is respectable, but and jnana is when you're trying to gain knowledge and understanding and moving yourself through that. So even all bhakti contains all of these things anyway. So the most important thing is that bhakti gives us this completely different outlook on the situation that we're currently in, and then the situation that we want to be in, by giving us this relationship with Krishna. So bhakti is all about the love and the devotion that we feel towards the Lord, and that's what gives us all the rasa, the taste of why we want to hear about him. So when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear about all these beautiful stories, we hear about the relationships, and how much love the devotees had for Krishna. And through their love, when we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we get their blessings, and then that bhav and that love we can feel, because when we're reading Shastra, we are in contact with those great divine souls. So one is the author. So as soon as we read Srila Prabhupada's books, or saints' books, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books, or we are in contact with that sage, their thinking, their thoughts, their devotion, and we connect to it. Apart from that, if it's like, say, Bhagavad Gita, we are in contact with Krishna's words, his shabda, which bypass all material things, because it's him. His words are non-different to him. His lila is non-different to him. His name is non-different to him. So we're connecting directly to his devotees, their feelings. So when we're reading about Kunti Devi, how did she feel about, Krishna? At one point she said, just give me more and more sorrow so I can remember you. Like, who on earth prays like that? Like the depth of her devotion that she must feel, that means that she calls upon sorrow so that she can remember the Lord. That's just deep. And we come into contact with her when we're talking about like these really pious souls. We come in contact with them through reading about them, through understanding their pastimes, through delving into the relationships between the devotee and the Lord. And therefore we also have this opportunity to be part of that, and to use them as inspirations, and not just inspirations, but they're supporting us, they're helping us. So we just have to attach to it. It's not difficult. Like Srila Prabhupada said, you just have to hold my dhoti. It's not difficult. We just have to kind of just stay on the track, and we get pulled along. But we have to stay on the track and not get too diverted away from it. And Krishna is this, he's able to attract all of us back. He's so powerful that even if like the worst kind of situations try to attack us, and if you're as a devotee of, like Gajendra, the way he prays for the Lord, like he's completely entangled, and the way he prays, and Lord saves him. A Jamil, he's completely, he was completely trapped in Maya, just by calling, his son Narayan. He's gone to the Lord. He's gone to the Vaikuntha planets, and the Yamadutas don't take him. So even someone that's stuck so deeply in these trenches of materialism and impersonalism and an attachment, Lord has that much attraction. He's all attractive. And then if we think that Radharani is able to attract him, so she must even have much more attraction than him through their Leela, through their divine will. Everything can get attracted back to them. That's why Lord, one of the reasons Lord comes here on earth is to perform his Leela so that everyone can be attracted. You have to be very hard-hearted, or just completely like, a hater or something, to not be attracted to the Lord, like, or very, very envious. Because otherwise it's so easy to, who cannot love the Lord? Like, if you think about it, even from a very material perspective, he's the best environmentalist. He cares for animals. He he's kind, even in social terms, like, those women, the queens of Dwarka, they were kidnapped. They weren't accepted in society. He took them on as his wives. He's the best, he's the best fighter. He's the best. He can kill all horrible people. He can lift Govardhan Hill. He's the best politician. He's the best businessman. He's the best, warrior. He's the best friend. He's the best husband, the best lover, the best son. There isn't anything he isn't. Like, he in his short, 125 years that he was here, he showed that he could be everything. So it's very, unless someone has treated him like an enemy, it's very unlikely that anyone cannot be attracted to him. And then here we are, like 5,000 years later, listening about the same Krishna and the same Sukadev Goswami, because we're also attracted. There is nothing that can't attract. Krishna can attract us through anything, through anyone, through any medium, because he is the all attractive. And I'm going to leave it at that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautifully explained, and explained different examples how Krishna attracts everyone. Krishna attracts the liberated souls. Just to add a little bit onto that one. So one of the statements, Atma Aramasha Muniyo Nirgandha Pivurikrame Kurvanti Aitkim Bhaktim Mittam Bhuta Guru Harehi. So the pastime of Sukadeva Goswami, as soon as he was taking birth, and then he stayed in his mother's womb for 16 years. And then as soon as he doesn't want to come, and then later on, Vyasadeva assures him that nothing can impact his position. So he was already liberated in the womb of his mother, Vyasadeva's wife Bitika. So at that time he stayed in the womb for 16 years. So Dua Asta, so that is 2 8, 16 years. So sometimes we call him Dwasta. So he's 16 years old boy. It doesn't matter how old he is, but he's a 16 years. As soon as he came out and then from the womb of his mother, and then later on, when he comes to that age, he was leaving the home without having any kinds of ceremonies. like the Upanayana, Samskaras, so many other ceremonies. Without having those things, sannyasa and all those things, liberated stage. At that time, his father was going. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apetu krutyam dvaipayinu virhakadar ajuhava. Putreti tanmataya taravo binetuhu tam sarvabhota hridayim munimanatosmi. So just giving the position of Sukadeva Goswami. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krutyam. So he has not taken all those formalities of taking sannyas and everything, going through one ashrama to another ashrama, taking sannyas at the end. He did not go through all those things. Straight away, starting from the very beginning of his life. And then Vyasadeva was just going Putre Tanmataya, and then saying that, oh, my dear child. Likewise, Vyasadeva was going behind him. When he was calling, and instead of Sukadeva Goswami is responding, all the trees and plants, they are responding. Tarvo Bineduhu, Tarvo Bineduhu, because he was able to enter into the heart of all the living entities. That is the state of the transcendental situation. Tam Sarvabhota Hriday Munimanatosmi, Sarvabhota Hriday Munimanatosmi. Such a position is Sukadeva Goswami. He is the Atma Aramasya Muniyo Nirgranda Api Gurukrame Kurvanti Aitikim Bhaktim Ittam Bhota Guno Harihi. Krishna is attracting such a kind of liberated souls. These are all Paramhamsas. Kunti Maharani mentions that Tata Paramhamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidanardham Katam Pashyami Histriyaha. Oh, my dear Lord, you appear for the sake of Paramhamsas. I am just a only woman. What can I say about you? Tata Paramhamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidhanardham. For the sake of Bhakti Yoga, so that Munina Amalatmanas, completely purified souls, Paramahamsas, they approach you through Bhakti Yoga Vidhanardham. Katam Pashyam Histriyaha. I am just a only woman. What to speak of me? So Kunti Mata prayers. So Krishna attracts everyone. So, and all his pastimes are embedded within the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is for the Paramhamsas, not for the conditioned souls. This is Dharma Pronjita Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayoन्मूलनम Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Parerishvaraha Sajjo Hrudya Vrujyate Tra Krutivihi Susrushavihi Tatkshanat. This is Nigamakalpatarurghalitam Palam Sukumukad Amrita Dravasamhitam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvibhavukaha. So that Sukadeva Goswami, who is freed from all kinds of entanglement, he has glorified pastimes of the Lord. Sukamukad Drava Samvita. This is the Amrita is coming from his, whenever a beautiful, a very tasty fruit, a ripened mango, it is already very nice, tasty. And when the parrot goes and then just bite it, and then the juice comes from it, it will be enhancing the sweetness. Similarly, this Vedic ripened fruit, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is already ripened. Nigamakalpa tarar ghalitam phalam. Sukamukad amrita dhrava samvitam. And then, which is already ripened, and the guy, Sukadeva Goswami, is touching and reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, such a beautiful pastimes of the Lord. Sukamukad amrita dhrava samvitam. Pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuravo rasika bhuvibavukaha. This is, again, why everyone drink the nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam through the ears. And it is for the Rasikas who are most absorbed in the taste of Krishna Katha. Okay, so these are the different kinds of taste. And again, Pibanti Bhagavata Atmanah Satam Kadamrutam Sravana Puteshu Samrutam Punantite Vishe Vidushatasayam Rajanti Tat Charana Saroruhantikam. And once it goes, the nectar goes through the ears into the heart. Pibanti Bhagavata Atmanatha Satam Katamrutam Sravana Puteshu Samrutam. And then what happens to them? Then punantite vishya vidushadasayam. Punanti, it is completely freed from the vishya vidushadasayam to try to enjoy this material world, which is the false. Because we are meant to only work hard and hard as a slave to someone else. Why we going to the school, it is kind of a external force. When the children, we do not want to go to the school and then go and study like that, but we are forced. Other children will come and pull the child forcibly and then put into the class. He doesn't want to, he wanted to play. That is his natural position, but we are forced to go to the school. And outside thing, because if you do not study and you don't get a job, you will not survive in this world. That is like the materialistic way. People, they will force you like that. Governments force us. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Likewise, it is a materialistic. But in order to live, we need plain grains and then milk and some land and home. We do not have to work for someone else as a slave. That is what nowadays it is happening. You are studying means you are slave for someone. You work for some other purpose. You do not work for your purpose. Such kind of people are always rotting in this material world, like dogs, camels, and donkeys, and a hog. The four kinds of animals are being compared with the people who are working very hard, only working for the sake of money. Swavit viraho vushtrakarehi samstaha purushaha pasuhu naitkarna patopetu jatanama gadagrajaha. But people who are intelligent, sumedasaha, yajnehi sankitana prayehi yajantihi sumedasaha. Very intelligent, he must contemplate why I should work like this. I wanted to be happy all the time. That is what, and how that happiness comes when he is freed from the attachment with the materialistic things. But that how does detachment comes? Though still he lives, that is but he does not have attachment, the entanglement with the material world. Okay, that is the Jivan Mukta state. Okay, so such kind of souls like Paramahamsas, this Kumaras, Sukadeva Goswami, and four Kumaras, there are many other souls. They wander around the world without any attachment with the material world. He may be in the society, he may be in the Vrindavan forest, or he may be in the Himalayas, but their positions. And but Krishna, from the point of Krishna's perspective, a person who is living in the society, detached from the material entanglement and carrying out his duties, he is the topmost transcendentalist. Yoginamapi sarvesham madgate nantaratman Shraddhavan bhajite yomam same yukta tamomataha. Such a person, there is no one comparable to such kind of person, the devotee. Na pasyami param bhotam akattuho samadarshanath. He is the topmost. And Krishna, he attracts such kind of liberated souls. Okay, just adding a little bit of pastimes. Thank you so much, Radha Sekha Mataji, for kindly explaining and taking us through various pastimes. Okay, I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions, kindly ask the questions, or you wanted to share anything pastimes, kindly share, or anything is striking your mind, kindly share that one as well. And we got Neeraj Prabhuji as well, so we give first opportunity Neeraj Prabhu to ask questions or share anything. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. No, it's a really great experience for me this first time. I'm still adapting to the things. There's no questions for time being right now. Thanks for that.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, Gauringi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah, I don't have any question, Prabhuji. Or Hare Krishna, Radha Sekha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, pranam. Long time.
Yes, Mataji. You always give nice class, Mataji. Come every Monday. We would listen to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Mataji, thank you for the lovely class. I'm sorry I didn't. I just wanted to ask if Narad Muni and Janak Maharaj would fall into this at all, because Narad Muni
That's a
was.
really good question. Yeah, Janak Maharaj, definitely. He was a liberated soul. Janak Maharaj and Narad Muni are both one of the 12 Mahajans. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Prabhu, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. I would say 100%.
I was only thinking of Janak Maharaj in the way that, because Prabhuji, you mentioned that, you know, he living in the material world but not attracted, and I thought of him. So, but I don't know whether he falls into this, whether he was liberated or.
I would say, yeah, because he's a Mahajan, but yeah, Prabhu.
Here you go, Mataji. You know, explanation. Please, Mataji, go on.
I was, yeah, like, yeah, 100%, because it's mentioned that they are the Mahaj, like, so there's 12 Mahajans. Prabhu, if you could bring the names up. So you got Bhishma Dev, Narad Muni,
Swayambhu Naradaha Shambhu
yeah,
Kumaro
Lord
Kapilo Manhu
Kumaras, yeah,
Prahlado Janako Bhishma
yeah,
Bhalir Vyase Kirvayam Bali, and then Sukadeva Goswami, and then Yamadharmaraj.
yeah. So they, like, even Krishna says, I think it is in Bhagavad Gita, that even though they're liberated, they still do actions. I think Prabhu's bringing it up now. They still do actions to make sure that we do action, even though even Krishna, he's obviously we know he's Atmara, but the fact that they, even being liberated, they still engage in activity, is to show all of us that we cannot kind of be actionless, and we must also perform action. So whether it's karma, we still have to do our duty. So if you're a wife, you still have to do your duty. If you're a husband, if you're a parent, if you're a grahesta, if you're a brahmachari, if you're a sannyasi. So even though we're living here, we still must do our action. And then obviously not alongside bhakti, that's not the right thing, but with bhakti at the forefront. So, you know, Janak Maharaj, these are divine souls. They're completely liberated. He knows, like, I know when I went to not Ayodhya, but Janakpur, he was fully aware that Lord Ram was, you know, he's God. And he, you know, even after when Sita Devi and Lord Ram got married, Janak Maharaj asked Lord to stay in Janakpur, like there's a temple devoted just to him, because he already knew his Lord. He knows who Lord is. He is still, he's performing his activities on the earthly planes, and these are all examples for us, including the Lord himself. You know, if he's the Lord, he doesn't have to, you know, there's so many things he doesn't have to do, but he does them. So if we think of him in Dwarka, you know, he lives a grahesta life, and even when Narad Muni sees him in all the different queens' palaces, etc., he's still performing the role of a good husband. He, you know, he's Lord. He doesn't have to do anything. He's still fighting, or he's still fighting all those people in Mathura, etc. He's still establishing the religious principles. He's still saving us all. He's still he's doing everything, because he's trying to show us that in this verse which Prabhu just brought up, if you know, everybody would just everyone would just give up everything, they didn't, if the Lord himself or Janak Maharaj or these great personalities didn't show us that we still have to act. And the whole Bhagavad Gita eventually leads to the point of you have to act for Krishna. So 100% Janak Maharaj and Narad Muni, because even Narad Muni, he's transcendental. He goes from place to place. He still plays the role of spiritual master to all of us. So if we go into our parampara, like Srila Prabhupada, we go all the way back, it's gonna still Narad Muni's under Brahma, and then obviously there's Krishna. Through Narad Muni, so if we read Srimad Bhagavatam very carefully, what we will notice is that any time a devotee, so if you think about Prahlad, Dhruv, anyone that who sees Lord face to face will have a spiritual master in their life. And the main spiritual master, like if we go back, it is like obviously Narad Muni is the spiritual master. All of these personalities, after they met with Narad Muni or Narad Muni came into their life, he performed his role as a spiritual master. He gave them the mantras to achieve the Lord. So Narad Muni is still doing his transcendental, role, and so is Janak Maharaj. Obviously, he was the father of Sita Devi, but he was also a king. He knew about the Lord, completely liberated, and he's still performing. And Lord himself also, just to show us that we can't give up, and because otherwise no one would do anything. If you just think about it, like what would society be like? Like I need something, you need something, so we maybe barter, like, okay, well, I'll make clothes for you, you can cook for me, or we would just barter. There would be a barter system, and everyone would just work on whatever skill they were able to, and if they decided they didn't want to, they would just not do anything. There would be no system, there would be no structure, there would be no guidance. So therefore, all these personalities, they're providing a framework for us also, and therefore we have to follow that framework, because when we come out of that framework, that's when problems start. So if we follow Krishna's system that has been laid down by him, if we follow the path of dharma, then generally life is kind of stable, steady. So at whatever stage, place we need something, it's provided in the right kind of dose to us. Whereas if we go away from here, so say for example we start eating meat, or we start that anything that's going to agitate the age of Kali for us, then our life will start going wrong, because we're moving away from what's been prescribed to us. So, and then say for example, if we stop working, so in modern day terms we might say unemployment, but that's just a modern term. Even if you haven't, that's just it's a modern concept, because even if you don't have paid work, you would still be doing something. You still have to engage your nature. So if someone hasn't got a job, they might do their garden, or they might clean the house, or they might start their own business, but that's normal, that's natural, that's the soul acting from the point of it's what it's supposed to do. But the minute that body or that person says, oh, I'm just going to lay around and do nothing, then all the problems will start. Then you get depression, or whatever, like then all these illnesses start and everything. So we have to be engaged, like we cannot not act. And I think Krishna tells us this, and I think Krishna he's quite, towards the end, it's, it doesn't matter even if you don't want to do it, you have to do it. because that's dharma, that's what I want. Whether you do it or not, it's going to happen anyway. So in some way, we're compelled to act. I don't know, Prabhu, if you want to say something on that.
Yes, Mataji, you have explained very nicely. Thank you, Mataji. Let Jai Mataji to read this translation, but maybe it would reflect when we hear Jai Mataji. You want to read Mataji, Jai Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Kings such as Janaka attained perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. Purport as well, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Kings like Janaka were all self-realized souls. Consequently, they had no obligation to perform the prescribed duties in the Vedas. Nonetheless, they performed all prescribed activities just to set examples for the people in general. Janaka was the father of Sita and father-in-law of Lord Sri Rama. Being a great devotee of the Lord, he was transcendently situated, but because he was he was the king of Mithila, a subdivision of Bihar province in India, he had to teach his subjects how to perform prescribed duties. Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal friend, had no need to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra, but they fought to teach people in general that violence is also necessary in a situation where good arguments fail. Before the battle of Kurukshetra, every effort was made to avoid the war, even by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the other party was determined to fight. So, for such a right cause, there is a necessity for fighting. Although one is situated in Krishna consciousness, may not have anyone who is situated in Krishna consciousness may not have any interest in the world, he still works to teach the public how to live and how to act. Experienced persons in Krishna consciousness can act in such a way that others will follow. And this is explained in the following verse. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So, would you like to recite this shloka, Mataji?
Yad yad acharati shrestha tad tad eva taro janaha स यत् pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. When whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues.
Very nice.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Now, Jai Mataji, would you like to explain to us, Mataji?
So, my understanding is that Janak Maharaja, it's not just Janak Maharaj, there were other kings as well. They were like Raj Rishi kings, or they did their duties as a king, but they also were very spiritually elevated, and I think they did their duties to set an example to their followers or to their people, that this is how you should do, because if he didn't do them, then other people would follow him. So that's why it said that whatever action a great man will do, others will follow. So that's why we always follow someone who's great and who's doing some good activities and good preachings and everything. But if he hadn't done all that, then the people in his kingdom would have probably got into bad habits and bad things, and then there would have been trouble in the kingdom. So even though he was a king, and he just had to do his duties properly, so other people could follow him how he did. So he was like being very just, being very kind, uh, uh, looking after his people very well, being very fair to everyone and things like that. I think he must have done sacrifices and at that time. So basically was doing all his prescribed duties as a king and hoping that people would follow him, something like that.
Yeah, very beautiful, Mataji. You have explained very nicely. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yata Raja Tata Praja. The way the king is, and similarly, the subjects are. Yata Raja Tata Praja. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay.
This Priyavrat, was it King Priyavrat was like that as well, wasn't it?
Yes. Privet Maharaj as well. Yes. Okay. We shall request other devotees. Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Radha Sevika Mataji, beautifully explained, and also Jayved Mataji, so beautifully asking questions and also explaining. Very nice, Prabhuji, thank you. For me, I don't think I have any questions, Prabhuji, because yes, as you said, yeah, Yatha Raja Tata Praja, we can be, we will follow the great men, so they set examples for us, being a role model for us. So that's what I think. And also um, in Kannada also there is a saying, Hire Akkanchali Mane Mandigella. So they say like the whatever the eldest sister does, all the other sisters will also do. So being eldest, we have anybody who is eldest in the family has a responsibility to set the right, to be setting a right example for the youngest to follow. So that's what I was thinking, Prabhuji. That's all. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jaivid Mataji, Radha Sevika Mataji, and also Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. So it's so nice. And one in the Bhagavatam, Krishna also mentions, say the Yadjatacharti Sreshtaha, that same one. Etad Eshanimeshasya Prakristopi Tadgunaihi. And whenever Krishna comes, he never entangled with the materialistic people. He is always liberated. And also, Yata Buddhi Tada Ashraya. And whoever is approaching Krishna and engaging in the devotion service to Krishna, Yata Buddhi Tada Ashraya. They are also not entangled in this material world. Okay, so as we follow devotees, Krishna's instructions, so we don't get entangled. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. You gave very nice example, eldest sister example, and everyone follow. Thank you, Mataji. And we shall request Pawan Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Firstly, thank you so much, Hare Krishna Mataji, Radha Sevika Mataji, and Jai Mataji. So for beautifully, wonderful question, and which leaded to that purport, and was very very useful thing. So this also reminds one of our devotees as well in this sangha. So who set really good example before flying to India trip. So she is even though being very busy, like flying next day morning. So Indaleka Mataji just accepted the challenge and took the session one night before. So it's like our senior devotee is setting a right example for us, like how far they can go, for Krishna consciousness. So I can really see that people following this in all this in Sangha and implementing as well. So I'm very happy to be part of this, and we must remember that even we have to set it really good examples our upcoming generations to come follow all this Krishna consciousness. So we have to find the ways. Now we got technology, and then we are already using that. We can also set more examples how our coming future can utilize the sangha and everything. So very 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 great session today. So enjoyed. Thank you so much, Radha Sevika Mataji. It was very very clear. When you speak every word, I can see love towards Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
It's your devotion, Prabhu. It's just the speaker is just absorbs the listener's bhav.
So beautiful.
Thank you, Mataji.
And also, I think what you said was so right. Like, we have to be so dedicated to make sure that we pass this on, we continuously, because these are the things that have been tried, so many times people have tried to take our culture away from us. And it's really, really important that this is the only knowledge that can save people. all the others, if you think about economic development, any development people can think of, medical science, whatever, it's all man-made. It can't last. It might last for a little while, it might, but in this age, like with AI, and some of the students in my class, they think that AI is going to take over everything. But the fact is that it just can't, unless they have a solid background of who they are, where they're coming from, it can cause absolute confusion and disaster, really. It's only when you know something spiritual, that's the only way that you're going to be uplifted. It's a scary time people live in as well. Like, they're just that it's not even that they don't want to know, it's the fact that they're just confused by so many different things out there. And because this knowledge is eternal, it's sanatan, it never changes. It was the same then, it's the same now, it's going to be the same in the future. It can't, it is the knowledge. And Srila Prabhupada said, at least for the next 10,000 years, these are literally our law books. And the reason we have so many problems is people have diverted so far, or they've diluted too much, or they've just, they haven't, Krishna's not given them the mercy, or the mercy hasn't been given to those people. And our scriptures, we were saying, I don't know, we were speaking to someone, and people try to destroy libraries in India, full of scriptures, full of knowledge for the betterment of mankind, because of their own whatever. And we can see where that civilization is going. It's going to pop, because the real civilization was hidden. And we have to keep, especially children, it's so important. Not just children, but anyone, even people that just have had no access to the right education. Like Srila Prabhupada said, it's an emergency. It's not, it needs to be given out. People need to take it on board, because otherwise the human life will be wasted, and then we don't know what next body we could even get. So it's all there for us. We just have to really take it on board, like, seriously, and abide by it, and pass it on, because it's the only one that's going to bring peace. It's the only one that's it's for everybody's betterment. It's the only one that has true depth and love. And the practitioners that practice it, they also transform as well. Whereas, what do we see elsewhere? So it's really important that we pass this on. Like with book distribution month, and keep ourselves always in the fire, so that we don't ever lose it as well, because it's easily forgot. It can never be forgotten. It's always a part of our soul, but so that it doesn't like get doesn't get diluted with everything else that goes on.
Exactly, Mataji. And also, Mataji, when you mentioned when Prabhupada ji said it is an emergency, that reminded one more thing for us. So in general, we hear like, oh, people used to say, let's enjoy this material world. We can do bhakti in later coming lives. So one thing I can add there is like, when people think, okay, now if you want to enjoy material life, the problem is like if you are in case getting, if anyone person is getting a human life again. So currently, in Kali Yuga, moving forward, dharma, drastically reduces. So now is the time where at least we have these opportunity to learn. What if we take life again after 100, 200, 300, 500 years? So at that time, they might be very hard for us to access sources as well. Who knows? So now is the time. So that's why I think Prabhupada mentioned this is an emergency. So now is the time. It's better that we got a life, utilize it by learning scriptures and quickly doing bhakti. And if we just stop, think like, oh, let's enjoy, and we never know when will be coming back. What if we come back after 500 years? As I said, there may not be access to at least these books, or it might be very difficult to do bhakti, and also the age moving forward reduces. Now at least we got 70, and moving forward there might be 50 or 40 or 20 years. If it is 20 years, so how can we do bhakti? So as in
Yeah.
scripture it mentioned, we have, yeah, exactly, in scriptures it mentioned we have to do 54 years, 108, 54 years, 16 rounds, 108 times Hare Krishna. That goes to one certain number of million times of Hare Krishna to get moksha. I mean, like liberation, or at least get into Krishna. I think something like that. So if we think this in future years, like maybe after 1,000 years, we may not be having that much lifetime as well. 54 years. So. Uh,
Yeah.
so this is the time we must not waste, and quick, this is really, as Prabhupada mentioned, this is an emergency. So we have to make sure every second is spent for Krishna. We never know, like, even though if we come back, we don't know when we will come back, and we don't know how the dharma at that time. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. It's an emergency. That's well put. It is an emergency, and we have to keep reminding ourselves.
Yeah,
Because I think in Srimad Bhagavatam it says that people will only live like till 7 or something, or was it 20 or 12 or something?
It's
uh,
yeah, it will come later on in the I think 12th canto. So where
Yeah.
people, short living people, प्रायेण अल्पायुष्यः सभ्यः कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दाः मन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्याः उपद्रुताः. So many problems. Okay, so that anyway, before we see most horrible things, it is better we execute devotional service and then go back to Godhead.
exactly, Prabhuji. And
Thank you.
yeah, all credits to Amog Prabhuji. I'm learning everything
Radha
actually.
Chaitanya Mataji.
And Radha Sevika Mataji, and then very good topic today. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. So we are 47 past. So now we shall move on to the part if you're all happy. Maybe you can continue the discussion next Monday. Of course, tomorrow also we have got preaching practice session as well. Okay, so Radha Sekha Mataji, are you happy to move on to
Yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I request Gauringi Mataji to lead Narsimha prayers? We all follow behind you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji, okay.
Yeah. And dear devotees, wherever it is possible, kindly unmute and follow Gauringi Mataji. We all follow. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji, okay. Ugram Biram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukham Nrishingam Bhisanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamaham. Say Narsimha, Jai Narsimha, Jai Jai Narsimha. Pralada Desa, Jai Padma Mukha, Padma Vinga. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste
Namaste
Narasimhaya.
Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Daini.
Pralada Lada Daine.
प्रह्लाददायिने
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वचहाय
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वचहाय
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
तिलाटङ्कानखलाये
शिलाटङ्कनखलाये
तिलाटङ्कानखलाये
शिलाटङ्कनखलाये
इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह
इथो
इतो
नरसिंह
नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह
इथो
इतो
नरसिंहो
नरसिंहो
परतो
परतो नरसिंहो
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह
यतो
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 यतो यामि
यामि
ततो
ततो
नरसिंह
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह
यतो
यतो यतो
यतो
यामि
यामि
ततो
ततो
नरसिंह
नरसिंह
बाहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह
बहिर्नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
बाहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह
बहिर्नरसिंहो
बहिर्नरसिंहो
हृदये
हृदये
नरसिंहो
नरसिंहो
नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे
नरसिंहमदिं
नरसिंहमदिं
शरणं
शरणं
प्रपद्ये
प्रपद्ये
नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपदे
नरसिंहमदिं
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं
शरणं
प्रपद्ये
प्रपद्ये
तव करकमलभरे नखा अद्भुतसिंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव
तव
करकमलभरे
करकमलवरे नखा
अद्भुतशृङ्गां
अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता
दलिता
हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता
केशवधीरता
नरहरिरूपा
नरहरिरूपा
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
हरे
जय जगदीश हरे
हरे
जय
जय
जगदीश
जगदीश
हरे
हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
Jaya Lasmi Narasimha Lasmi Narasimha Jaya Lasmi Narasimha Jaya Lasmi Narasimha.
जय लक्ष्मी नारसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नारसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नारसिंह जय लक्ष्मी नारसिंह
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि
Hari
बोल
Bol.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल
श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय
Jai Jai
राज प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
Jai
जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की
जय
Jai.
निताई गौ प्रेमानंदे.
हरि हरि बोल
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you all, Mataji Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji,
Thank
for
you,
beautiful
Mataji.
explanation.
Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Beautiful Pavan Prabhuji doing Aarti. Very nice.
Yes, very nice. Yes.
Hari bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Yes.
Krishna wanted to hear from you all while doing Aarti today, so
Very nice.
Hari Bol.
Pawan Prabhuji and Gaurangi Mataji and Radhaseka Mataji. Can we request all devotees 2-3 Hari Bols to Radhaseka Mataji, please?
Okay. Hari.
Hari bol.
Hari.
Hari Bol.
Hari
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 Bol.
bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly explaining Krishna's qualities. Thank you so much. Okay, so dear devotees, if you're all happy, we shall conclude our session for tonight and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session, early morning 5:30 a.m. Same connection details. We shall see you tomorrow morning for Japa session.
पाञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Namo Namah.
अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की
वृंद की
जय
जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
जय
Have a good Krishna conscious night, everyone. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.